Introduction about SMD, Surface Mount Technology Microsoldering. With the advancement of the technology and the commercialization of the devices, increasingly smaller and increasingly expensive, in cases of breakdowns, many times, repair them is more beneficial than change them for other new devices. The microsoldering of precision represents the act of soldering so small components that only can be observed through a microscope. For example, a generic tablet that costs almost €70, generally in cases of breakdowns, isn't worth the time invested in find the solution to the fault. These small components are usually inductor, capacitor, resistors, FPC connectors, integrated circuits, coils, and so on. Any component that needs to be repaired and soldering with the help of a microscope would be considered microsoldering. All of them fit into a motherboard, formed by multiple layers, embedded in small spaces, and together with the macro components, constitute the mobile devices, tablets, and even laptops. Usually a soldering by resistance is considered microsoldering in case if it has 0.05 diameter cables or thin wires, less than 0.04 inches of thickness, which can be welded with less than 500 amperes of current. This is a heating system exclusive JBC that can reach up to 350 degrees in just 2 seconds. For a micro-professional soldering, we need professional tools, because using them, the user can work with lower temperatures, and in this way we can get greater efficiency at work. JBC contains more than 400 cartridges, with different forms and measures, adapted to our needs, that ensure an efficient control over the temperature. Tip extractors allows change the cartridges quickly and sure, and that saves time and increased productivity. The JBC station is designed to adapt at the worker's work position and is the best solution for a successful manual soldering. Large companies use it, like Foxconn, Apple, Huawei, Boeing, BQ, Siemens, Motorola, Intel, and Google. The lenses of the microscope. The objective is the lens located in the revolver, enlarges the image, and is a vital element that allows you to see through the eyepieces. The eyepiece is the lens located near the eye of the observer. If we change the eyepieces of 10 increases for others of 20 increases, we can further expand the image formed between the two objectives. For example, let's observe the motherboard of an iPhone device, and later, we will observe it with the help of a 180x increases. Now imagine trying to place a small drop of solder in one of those little components. It's almost impossible without a good microscope, without a soldering iron, with a very thin pencil tip. Without using the microscope, it's practically impossible to perform soldering of the tracks of a SIM card reader. In this image, you can see the correctly working distance for each objective. For a 0.5x objective, we have a little more than 20 centimeters away to work. Now we are going to check it. We use as an example a needle syringe to show the size of a SMD surface mount technology component. Placing a 1x objective, we will have less working distance, but a lot more increases, and more clarity in glasses. Let's check the distance of work with a 1x objective. We increase now up to 90x. Comparative with the needle, the SMD components are very small. They are appropriate for soldering and repairing very small sized components at high precision, even under a microscope. We use fiber optic light to provide bright and fresh lighting. When the components and integrated circuits has a smaller size, many times we will need a tip weld, very small, with 0.01 of diameter. Surface mount device components. On the motherboard of a mobile device or a tablet, we have a crowd of surface mount device components. What is a surface mount device component? Not long ago, these components, they welded themselves by inserting their paws in the holes in the motherboard. Nowadays, on the motherboard, there are no holes, there are only copper squares, where the surface mount device components are welded. It is the surface mount technology, or on the surface. An SMD component is an electronic component that, as a rule general, is soldering directly into the surface of the motherboard. These components are not different regarding the electrical function, however, they are much smaller and they provide better electric performance. Types of soldering. There are many types of microsoldering, according to the work you need to perform, for example, lead soldering, and without lead. Soldering mixture more common, that exist in the market. The selection of the alloy is determined by the job we need to perform, the melting temperature, and by the physical properties of each chemical element. Soldering with lead has the lower melting temperature, about 183 Celsius degrees. Usually, we are going to work with the fusing temperature between 180 Celsius degrees and 240 degrees. We can also have other alloys, welds available. Below, I'll attach an image with the tin melting scale. There are the following welding alloys: from high temperature, medium range, low temperature, and without lead. We know that the lead melting temperature is 327 degrees, and the melting temperature of tin is 231. So, to lower this temperature, it has had to make a mixture of these two chemical elements.